Another film I watched last night was Gantz Zero. Now, I don't usually watch a lot of like adult animation films, and I'm not talking like hentai pornography type shit. Not saying I watch that either. I'm just saying that's not what I'm referring to here. I am talking about kind of like the Final Fantasy movies or the Resident Evil movies. But I've seen those. So that might not be a good comparison. But I'm saying films like that in general. But a buddy of mine, Travis, had recommended this one to me as well. And I was like, all right, I don't watch these much. The animation looks really cool. It looks pretty lifelike. And I threw it on, and I really had a good time with it. As I've said on the channel before, I'm a big fan of how insane Japanese films get. Like, they don't hold anything back. They really just go for broke. They're nuts with their filmmaking. They never try to stick to any kind of formulas or, catering to a specific kind of this and that. They just go bonkers with their films. And this movie is yet another example of that. This movie kind of reminded me of Tron meets Resident Evil, but on acid. The monsters that they encounter within this film are just crazy. And I love that stuff. And this film is gory. It's got lots of, blood and guts and shit. And it's an action movie, and the animation is incredible. It looks almost lifelike. Some like video game trailers nowadays where everything looks incredible. Just maybe one minor step below what like those game trailers you see today that look like life. Like, okay, they don't look that good like that Call of Duty one that I just saw recently. Okay, it doesn't look that good, but it looks pretty damn good. It looks like a little bit like that new Resident Evil movie they made, the animated one. So if you're a big fan of like Japanese animation, computer animation films, and you like, them to be more R-rated, this is currently streaming on Netflix. And the story, which this is one of those things where I think with any Japanese film like this, you kind of just have to take certain points of the plot and not ignore them, but not question them so much. Like, well, this doesn't really add up, and what does this mean here? And like, none of that matters. Like this movie, and what this is about is people are put into a game, which they aren't they don't sign up for. They don't know that they're being put into it, but they're put into this game called Gantz, and it throws you out into the world, and you're supposed to fight these monsters. And if at the end of the game, if you live, if you die, you die. If you lose limbs, if this, whatever, you get them back at the end of the match. But it rates your total, and so you get a certain amount of points at the end of the game. And with those points, you can either buy better weapons, or you can try to buy your freedom, or you can try to whatever. And so this guy is unsuspectingly thrown into this game, and he's trying to get out. He's trying to get home to his brother. And there's other people in there that have been playing the game for a while. Some of them are all about it, and they don't want to leave, and this is what they enjoy. And there's other people who are kind of just like lost their way inside of it, and there's other people who have lost hope and are just scared and always trying to get out of it. And it's a really cool blend of all these two different kinds of characters. And as I said, the animation is awesome. The creativity and the imagination on screen is always interesting, and it's actually based on a specific like folklore that my buddy was telling me about. So that was cool that they threw in like actual creatures from some folklore stories. I haven't looked it up to see like the comparisons, but I'm sure it's dead on. But they're really cool. They're imaginative, as I said. And if you just want to kind of see something a little different, a little more adult and out there, definitely check this out. I I had a fun time. I don't watch films like this usually, but I really did have a blast watching this. So let me know if you watch this, if this is something new to you and this piques your interests and sets you off in a different direction. You're like, oh, I want to check out more of these. I'm going to look for some myself. So, all right, guys.